Adrian and no Van Dijk, this is a very weird alternate reality that we're living in. But hey guys, it's your boy Ojo Sam here, back again with another video, a post-match analysis of Liverpool beating Ajax 1-0 following a Tagliafico own goal. First thing I've got to say is I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to do a live stream. I know I said it a lot of times on stream that I was going to do a live reaction. I even said it on my Instagram as well. I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to. I had a few technical difficulties, which I'm hoping for the next time that I do a live stream I can sort out, because what basically happened was I tried my best to get it all running, but my laptop just couldn't handle it. I was running 2 streams. I was also trying to run OBS and none of it was working. I was running on like 16 frames per second, so it wasn't really truly working. But hopefully for the next Liverpool game, or when we play Midtjylland in the Champions League and we try and do a goal show, hopefully that will work. So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to try and do that a bit more often. But anyway, let's get straight into the post-match analysis. So first thing first, Liverpool's lineup. Now, going into it, we knew Joel Matip was going to be out for today, same with Thiago Alcantara, Van Dijk, of course, and obviously Oxlade-Chamberlain was out. Sikimas, don't know where he is. He's probably in Jurgen Klopp's basement. But yeah, we had that. Obviously meant with not a lot of options. That either meant centre back was going to be Joe Gomez and Reece Williams, or Joe Gomez and Fabinho. Personally, I would have gone Joe Gomez and Fabinho, and that's what Liverpool went with. And in the midfield was another question, because as we saw with the lineup, Henderson did not start, so that left, and Keita did not travel. He did train, but didn't travel. I don't know whether that's because he had corona. I'm not too sure. But anyway, the lineup was obviously Adrian in goal. Left back was Robertson. Centre backs were Gomez and Fabinho, as I mentioned. Right back, Trent. The CDM, from the looks of things, was Gini Wijnaldum, with Curtis Jones on the left and Milne on the right, if I remember correctly. Then left wing, it was obviously Mane, Salah and Firmino. And yeah, to be honest, Liverpool, there was probably the first, we started okay. We had one chance where Robertson again marauded down the left hand side, and sorry for the beeping cars and all that, but Robertson on the left hand side tries to get across, it gets cut back and nothing really happens with it. But the first main chance of the game was from Ajax actually, and I think Ajax in the first few minutes were actually the better team. And could have maybe felt a bit hard done by not actually going into the lead whatsoever, because it came firstly, I think, first chance was mainly from the left-hand side, where Quincy Promes goes in, and Ajax do a little bit of, they're working triangles very well, and it gets cut back, played back towards goal, plays it into Klaassen, I'm not sure, it might be Klaassen, I'm not too sure, and it goes wide of the bar, it goes wide off the mark, and that was the first real big chance that Ajax had. But the main one came from, again, the left-hand side. The left-hand side, I think it was Quincy Promes again on the left-hand side, because I think he had to come on because one of the players got injured, who has been very influential for them throughout the season. Yeah, so what happened? Left-hand side gets played into Neres. Neres does a nice little pass on keep, and was on... Neres gets the ball. He plays a lovely ball into Quincy Promes. Promes takes the shot, but it goes straight at Adrian. Adrian makes it save with his feet, De Gea style, and it goes out. But there was a few scares with Adrian today, I'm not going to lie to you. First one mainly being from when the ball gets played out, Joe Gomez tries to see it out, and Adrian just kicks it out, not giving anybody any form of confidence, I should say. Even Joe Gomez, you can see some of the pictures and stuff like that, he does not look confident. He's very annoyed with him, and it does happen later on in the match as well. But again, those are the main chances that Ajax had before the free goal happened, which was, again, it all started off from the throw-in, which I think Robertson takes it, and Sadio Mane, falls in Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane does a very clever turn with his obviously thigh. He turns with his thigh, which completely does the defender, and you'd think, oh, Sadio Mane, he's got this. He's going to curl it, top corner, that's it. But no, he doesn't. He actually manages to hit the ground when he's going for the shot, hits the ground. As he hits the ground, he, instead of obviously going for the curling shot, it goes straight. So obviously the shot is supposed to go like that. Yeah? But imagine the shot goes like that. It goes straight. And the luck, we got a bit of luck, I'm not going to lie to you. What happened was it takes a deflection, falls into Tagliafico. Tagliafico is completely wrong-footed and straight into the back of the net. A freak own goal, but it gives Liverpool a 1-0 lead in the game. And but it didn't mean that Liverpool were going to get into the front foot or anything like that, because Ajax still tried and is still trying to get in chances. And by the way, I'm not too sure whether it was the rain that caused Mane to shoot like that, because it did rain a lot today. Like, pop smoke, when it rains it pours. That's what it was today. That's what it was. And there was a lot of rain, so I don't know if that affected it. But anyway, Ajax again, Liverpool had a few chances. There was one, I think, with Sadio Mane out wide, tries to play into Firmino, but then it takes a good block. I think Firmino also had a good chance on the header, which goes straight into the hands of Onana. But then I think the turning point of the game, well, the massive deciding factor of Liverpool actually winning this game today was Fabinho. And the chance was brilliant. It was a brilliant chance by Ajax. The ball gets played over the top, and it might be Tadic, I can't exactly remember who, does a lovely chip over Adrian, who gets caught in no man's land. And Fabinho just, Randy Orton straight out of nowhere, just comes in with a bicycle kick clearance off the line to deny Ajax from getting the equaliser. And it was definitely Ajax's best chance of the game. And Fabinho was immense throughout. As I said, I'm going to get into Fabinho because I don't want to say this though, but honestly, he could be our best centre-back. Like, I don't want to say it, but he could be our best centre-back. But let's get into it. Let's get into the second half now, because that's really all she wrote for the second half. Well, for the first half, I should say. It was very interesting as well to actually, speaking of the first half and just the game in general, it was actually very interesting to see how Liverpool set up, because we've seen in the recent weeks Aston Villa as an example, Leeds for an example, so many of these games where Van Dijk has been there, and obviously Van Dijk controlling the line very, very well and normally playing the offside trap very well. We can actually see that Liverpool have gone for a different approach to defending, where we're playing a little bit deeper, but obviously still playing on the counter-attack and still on the front foot. And, there was a lot of great chances that we had. But it was very interesting to see that we were a bit deeper than usual today because of the fact we didn't have a Van Dijk. And that may be a trend that we will see throughout the whole season. But then, as I said, there was another chance that I forgot to mention, which was another really big chance, to be honest, where Robertson, again, one of the best performers of that first half, alongside probably Gini, and obviously the two centre-backs. Robertson does very well to get the ball, and instead of obviously him doing his notorious outward run, down the byline, he goes inside and finds pockets of space. Finds Salah on the right hand side, free. Mane was on the left, Salah was on the right. Salah had all the space, and instead of going for the shot first time, or maybe taking a touch and going for a shot, he takes one or two too many touches, and then that gives enough time for the defender, which, by the way, I do think the two Ajax centre-backs, I think it was like Shaw or whatever and Daley Blind, I thought they played very good games today, in my opinion. Managed to get the block and it goes out from the corner, and I think that's when it leads to the Firmino chance. I'm not quite exactly remember the timeline. And then the second half came around, and I personally think the second half was a bit more lively, even though there wasn't there wasn't any goals in it. A lot of the chances, Firmino had a penalty shot where he does a beautiful nutmeg. I don't think it was a penalty though, because it was very soft. Ajax straight away from the get-go get a really good chance from Davy Klaassen, the ex-Everton man. They do nice little play down the left-hand side. It goes into Davy Klaassen. Klaassen goes for the shot, and it just goes, hits the post, hits the inside of the post, may I add, and then goes out, and then Liverpool are able to clear their lines. And then there was another great chance from the right-hand side, which again, Quincy Promes, and they were linking up very well. They were working in triangles very well in around the edge of the box. And then it leads to a volley, I believe from Quincy Promes, and Adrian manages to make a good save. Pretty simple save, but again, a good save. We've seen him do much worse. So yeah, there was that. And there was, again, a few chances that Liverpool had. Gini Wijnaldum having a good chance from a header. Had a very good chance. But I think the shocking fact was that obviously Henderson came on at halftime, which I thought was needed, because the midfield, did feel like it was overrun a bit. As I said, I was very happy with the defence. I was very happy with Fabinho and Joe Gomez as a defensive partnership. I don't think Trent had his best game. Robertson was amazing in my opinion, but the midfield did feel overrun, and I felt Curtis Jones, obviously starting his first game in the Champions League for Liverpool, I do feel like he was a little bit out of his depth there. As much as I think Curtis Jones is an absolute baller, I just think he was a bit out of his depth. So it was good to see Jordan Henderson to come on. I think, to be honest, it would have been a toss-up between Curtis Jones or James Milner, because both of them James Milner already was on a yellow card, so that could have been a reason to actually take him off. But then also Curtis Jones did look a bit out of his depth as well. But yeah, that was basically it. And then Liverpool, again, I think looked a little bit better in the second half. We created a few more chances, but then again, the shocking thing was that Klopp decided to take the whole front three off, which again, I understand we didn't play that well. They didn't play well, in my opinion. I don't think there was any standout performance. Obviously, Mane did contribute to the goal, but I think overall he wasn't that good. Salah tried to link up the play a few times with a few back heels in the first half, but again, it didn't lead to anything, and there wasn't really much link-up play. Firmino was quite quiet throughout as well, so I understood why Klopp made the change, and maybe it's a wake-up call for him. And I don't know whether that could be saying that I'm not scared to take you off, and obviously in the Champions League you can have 5 substitutions. And I don't know whether it may be a wake-up call for the front three, saying, I can take any one of you off if you're not playing well. Because, for example, Jota played amazing today, and a lot of Liverpool chances came from that side. I mean, Jota from the get-go had a brilliant chance where he comes on the left-hand side and just has that turn of pace, just the acceleration to go inside, takes a shot, and it gets blocked and goes out for a corner. Then there was another one where, and after that we had a series of corners, I believe. There was another one with Minamino, which I think is very underrated for Minamino, but his long shots, I know he hasn't scored one yet, but he generates some power from him, and he goes for a long shot, forces Onana to go save it. It went to the near post. It's a fairly easy save, but then Liverpool started getting a series of corners. And there was, I think Firmino actually had a good one before obviously coming off, which he had a good chance of scoring, but he wasn't able to get it on target whatsoever. And I think it ends up going to Gini, and he ends up going back to Trent. But yeah, it was very nice to see Diogo Jota just absolutely balling, and it did look really good. There was a lot of good chances that we created, and I said Ajax didn't really create much in the second half, in my opinion. I thought in the first half they were very unlucky to not get a goal, but in the second half they did try and put more men forward. I think towards the end they tried basically going gung-ho, all-out attack, and took off both of their centre-backs and put on attackers, one of them being Huntelaar, the absolute icon. And I do think Liverpool then managed to get a lot of chances. Obviously, Onana did have a little bit of a scare when the ball gets played back quite softly. Onana comes out, it comes off Jota, but it doesn't really lead to much. Fabinho had a chance at a header, which he gets deflected and goes out for a corner. That was a good chance for him. I said Gini Wijnaldum already had one. But then, for me, what showed... Because I thought Diogo Jota, the first time he came on, he missed... The one thing I will say about Jota compared to Mane is the link-up that he has with Robertson isn't the same. That's the first thing you can tell. Because even from the first minutes that he came on, they weren't on the same wavelength. But Jota does bring... He is a great addition to the squad, because, there was 2 occasions where I should say... There was one where Shaqiri is on the far side and Gini Wijnaldum doesn't see Shaqiri on the other side and actually gets the ball. But Jota tries to find Shaqiri out wide on the completely other side. And then the next chance, which was towards the end of the game, which was probably Liverpool's biggest chance of the game, obviously bar the Salah one, was the one where Jota gets the ball on the left side, does very well to keep the ball, plays a beautiful ball into Gini Wijnaldum, who, by the way, touches it down perfectly, and then from there takes a shot, goes straight to the keeper. Then Minamino gets the ball, plays into Shaqiri. I thought Shaqiri was going to do a Shaqiri special. I thought he was going to do a Shaq special, a special Shaq, where he cuts inside and goes for the glory shot. But then he does something very smart. He looks like he's going to set himself for the shot, but then does the disguise. He does a little disguise. You know what I mean? There we go, little disguise there. Inside into Minamino, makes a good run, and I thought, he's going to try and dink it. He tries going underneath for Onana, and Onana makes a very good save. But then, there was 5 minutes of stoppage time. Ajax, throwing everything at it, saying, let's try and at least get a point. And Adrian almost giving us a massive scare when the ball gets crossed in from the left-hand side, a looping in outswinging cross. Well, was it in? Yeah, outswinging cross, I should say. Yeah, outswinging cross, and Joe Gomez is there to head it out, and he tries to catch it, which I just thought was really weird. You know, you're towering over Joe Gomez. There's another player as well, another Ajax player in front of Joe Gomez. So you're towering over two players to try and catch the ball when you're already stretching your arms out, which I just thought was really weird. I said, I'm no good goalkeeper. Like, I think all my mates that have played football with me know that I'm not a very good goalkeeper. But in that scenario, if you're going to go out, don't try and catch it, because all it's going to lead to is you missing the ball, or you dropping it or whatever. You punch it out of way, then it would have been good. But luckily, it gets on the rebound and it goes over by some guy's name that I can't even pronounce. I can't even remember. The midfielder that came on later on. But let's get down to the player ratings, because again, we've got 16 players to rate. So Adrian, I thought he made a few good saves, but doesn't give me any confidence. So Alisson, please come back. He just didn't give me any confidence. Made some good saves today, don't get me wrong, but he didn't give me much confidence when he was on the ball. This time around, he actually managed to clear the ball out much quicker. But I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 because he made a few good saves, but then he did keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to say he didn't have Adrian tax today. So you know what? For Adrian's sake, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. But I need to mention as well, I don't think Joe Gomez and Adrian like each other. I'm just going to put it out there, because I don't think they trust each other. Because Joe Gomez gives the ball out, like tries to see it out, and he kicks out, and then, for no reason when he could have easily picked it up, and then Joe Gomez is trying to head the ball out, and he just doesn't punch out. He just doesn't try. I don't know. I might be wrong there. Robertson, left back. I thought he was amazing today. Was always a threat throughout. His corners were actually pretty decent today, which is good for him. Yeah, I thought he played pretty decent. I'd say for me, I'm going to say he was definitely one of the best performers. I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10. Fabinho, my personal man of the match, 10 out of 10. He is the Brazilian Van Dijk. I'm going to say it now. He's the Brazilian Van Dijk. He's absolutely amazing. He's never put a foot wrong at centre back. He played brilliantly against Chelsea, and he played brilliantly today against Ajax. Did a goal saving, clearance, which made me tweet, is Fabinho a better goalkeeper than Adrian? I need to stop with this Adrian agenda, but still, I had to say it for the laughs. And then I just thought he was amazing all out. He had to drive through the middle at times. Passing was great. Obviously, as a midfielder, he's brilliant. But defense, he was amazing. Didn't really give them that much to work with, to be honest, the Ajax players. And I thought it was just brilliant throughout. Fabinho, I was speaking to my dad literally just before this, and I said I actually wouldn't mind Fabinho playing centre back, and then Thiago, Henderson, Keita, Genie or whatever as the midfield three, and maybe Thiago is the holding. I actually wouldn't mind that. I think that would actually be pretty interesting to see. So maybe that's something to maybe consider. But yeah, I was really happy with it. Joe Gomez as well, I'm going to say 9 out of 10. I thought he was really good today. He was much more disciplined than what he has been in the recent weeks. Sometimes he pushes up a bit too much. And maybe the fact that we're not playing as much of a high line does actually play into his hands, because he played very, very well today. He was quite good in the air. He was, even times he was driving through the midfield, kind of like what Joel Matip does, and it was very, very good to see that from him. Then right back Trent, I don't think it was his best game today. I'm going to say 7 out of 10. It wasn't his best game. I said Robertson was the most effective, to be honest, in today's game. Then Gini Wijnaldum, I thought he played a brilliant game today, to be honest. I know I've been very critical of Gini Wijnaldum previously, but I thought today we saw the Gini Wijnaldum that we want to see. I think a lot of Liverpool fans can agree Gini Wijnaldum is a great player, but he can be very frustrating at times. And I think today he showed the non-frustrating side of Gini, which was a side where he would go forward. He would be strong in midfield and attack, in defense and attack. Sorry, he would try and go for the shots. He would try and make things happen and not just be a systematic player. And he would actually try and make things happen, which was really good to see from Gini Wijnaldum. So yeah, I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. I was very impressed with Gini Wijnaldum today. Milner, I think he did get into the game a bit. Obviously, he did get cramped towards the end, but I thought he played decent. He got his complimentary yellow card because he's rash as always. But I thought again he played decent, so I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. Nothing amazing. Curtis Jones looked out of his depth. It's weird with Curtis Jones because I thought he would have been a bit more attacking minded today. I thought there'd be more. There was a lot of times when, because obviously watching Curtis Jones before, he has that arrogance and confidence about him, and today it didn't feel like he had that. Maybe it's because he was playing in the Champions League. I don't know. But when he's played in the Premier League, when he's played in the League Cup or the FA Cup, he has tried the shots. He's tried the audacious. He's tried, things that most players wouldn't try. But today he wasn't doing that. He was playing very simple. And I don't think we needed that today from the midfield. So I think that's why he didn't play so well. So I'm going to say again, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 today for Curtis Jones. Hopefully it's not something that we see often. And I hope that it's, something that won't happen as much. But yeah, it was a little bit worrying to see. Right wing Salah had a great chance to score, but overall didn't really do much. He tried creating a few chances, but again, it wasn't his best. I think the front three in general, I'm just going to give them all. I'm just going to give them a 7 out of 10. To be honest, I don't think they played really well. Obviously, Mane did create the goal, but I thought, and the movement for the goal was amazing. But I think apart from that, he didn't really do much. I said Robertson for me was our best attacker when they were all on. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. Feel free to disagree with me, but I just didn't think they played too well. Jota, he excites me, bro. He excites me. I love Jota, man. He is absolutely amazing. He created a few chances, could have got a goal for himself. I thought it was great. It was a great cameo. I hope, as I said, I want competition for the front three, and I'm hoping this could be it, because Jota was amazing today. And the front three in general, the backup front three held their own. I said it wasn't as dynamic as the typical front three, but they held their own. So for Jota, I'm actually going to give him an 8 out of 10. I was very impressed with him today. Minamino could have scored, don't get me wrong, could have scored. Had a few chances where he looked very dangerous, was good at pressing, but again, wasn't amazing. So I'm going to give both Shaqiri and Minamino a 7 out of 10. Could have scored, as I said. And Shaqiri could have got an assist as well. But yeah, I'm going to say 7 out of 10 for both of them. Then Reece Williams, he's probably buzzing to actually, step and foot as a Liverpool player in the Champions League, which is amazing to see. Got the Van Dijk look as well, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, he cleared it out a few times. I mean, he came on in the last 3 minutes, so I can't really say much. There's 3 times where he lost his duels, if I'm being really critical. But overall, I thought it was fine. And we didn't concede, so that was good as well. But yeah, I'm going to leave it on that note. We finally won. Well, we won away from home in the Champions League in the group stages, which is something that we really struggle with. So that's a great thing. We've got 3 points on the board in the Champions League against somebody, against a rival, basically. Ajax is probably one of the teams that could potentially go through. So getting 3 points off them is huge, especially away from home. We've got Midtjylland next in the Champions League, Sheffield United next in the Premier League. Hopefully we can get 2 back-to-back wins in that. But yeah, I'm going to leave it on that note. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that you guys are always notified when I upload a video. But I'm going to leave it on that note. This is the end of the video. It's your boy Ojo Waisame. Stay safe, and I hope you guys have a very nice day. See ya.